Okay, two brothers inherit $10,000 each. The older brother plans to withdraw $150 a week regularly, while the younger plans to withdraw $3,000 immediately and then $300 a month. Which statement is true? And then we have a list of statements that all talk about things like which brother will withdraw all the money before the other, etc. This is an example of two classic lines because we're given a sort of starting amount and then we're talking about how fast they're withdrawing per week. So this is going to represent our slope. So if we want to picture this visually, or graphically I should say, the two brothers are both starting with the $10,000, but the older one is just going to withdraw, so he's going to start with his $10,000 and he's going to withdraw $150 a week. So his starting value when time is 0 is 10,000. So he starts at 10,000 and then he's going to withdraw $150 a week. So if we think about this in terms of months, since the other expressions are all mostly in terms of months, then actually the older brother is withdrawing $600 a month. So he's going to have a pretty steep decline of how fast he's withdrawing his money. This is just a rough sketch here. The younger brother, so I'm going to actually label this older, and now the younger brother is going to withdraw $3,000 immediately, so he's going to really just start with $7,000, and then he's going to be withdrawing $300 a month. So that's half as much as his older brother, so this is going to be decreasing at a slower speed. And the question is now we have to figure out which of these choices is correct. So it seems reasonable that we want to know when do the two brothers, when have they withdrawn the same amount of money. So let's write an equation for each and set them equal to each other. Okay, so the older brother has his $10,000 and then he's going to be subtracting $600 per month. We want to know when is that going to be equal to, so we're trying to find this point right here. Trying to find when is that going to be equal to the expression for the younger brother, which is he starts with $7,000 and is going to be subtracting $300 a month. So this is now a simple linear equation where we have the variables on both sides. So we want to combine all the expressions, all the terms with the m on one side and all the expressions that are just constants on the other. So I'm going to add 600m to both sides. And I'm going to subtract 7,000 over. You might want to do this in 2 different steps, but for space reasons I'm going to do it in one. So we get 3,000 equals 300m. We divide both sides by 300, we get m equals 10. So this is telling us that these two brothers have pulled out the same amount of money after 10 months' time. So now let's see which of these choices we can choose to be correct. First choice says the younger brother's inheritance will be completely withdrawn within 1 year. So that's just going to be a little bit over our intersection point. That doesn't seem reasonable, but you certainly could compute it by substituting 12 in for m. Since we have an expression for the younger brother, that would be saying that 7,000 minus 300 times 12, that would have to be something either 0 or negative. But a quick computation shows you that he still would have more than $3,000. So choice A is not correct. Choice B says the older brother will have withdrawn all of his inheritance before the younger brother. That actually does seem to be true since the older brother's slope is decreasing quicker. So this is our likely choice, but let's just read through the other ones. The younger brother will have withdrawn all of his inheritance before the older brother. We know that's not true since this green line is decreasing at a slower speed, and we know that up until this point they haven't pulled out all their money. The last one says the brothers will complete the withdrawals of all their inheritance at the same time. That's also not true because we see that they know they're going to have the same amount of withdrawal at 10 months. So they're not going to exhaust their entire bank account by then. So our correct choice must be choice B.